What you're about to see is not real news. It is satire based on real news. The characters you're about to see are not real-life humans. They are frighteningly realistic puppets based on real-life humans. The views expressed in the show are not necessarily those of Starsat, its sponsors, its advertisers, or the nice lady that makes the coffee.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is vitally important that every woman check her breasts regularly.
Step 1. Look at your breasts in the mirror with your shoulders straight and hands on hips. Do your breasts look how they usually do?
Step 2. Raise your arms above your head and check again.
Step 3. While you're at the mirror, look for any signs of fluid coming out of your nipples.
Step 4. Feel your breasts using your right hand to feel your left breast and the left hand to feel your right breast. Use a firm, smooth touch and circular motion.
Try to follow a pattern. You can begin at the nipple and work your way out.
It is so important that you check regularly. Value your boobs.
Hell yeah, boobs are wonderful. Boobs, glorious boobs. Please take time to feel them. While you're in the mood, you should get a mammogram. Please learn to appreciate those lumps on your chest. Please feel your boobs, glorious boobs, wonderful boobs, marvelous boobs, glorious boobs.
Hey folks, welcome to another gut-busting episode of Puppet Nation. As you can see, we're in pink.
You really always have to overdo things, don't you?
What? I didn't have a pink ribbon.
But you had a pink jacket, pink pants, pink hat, pink sunglasses, pink...
I think it's important to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month properly.
Celebrate? You think that's what this is all about? Why not just break out the pink champagne?
Well, actually, since you mentioned it, I've got one right here.
Oh, for God's sake, you're unbelievable. Just read the news.
Yes, I think that's breast.
What?
Best. The Crime Stoppers Conference has just wrapped up in Cape Town. It was the first time the conference has been held in Africa.
The theme of the conference was the time of the whistleblower. I wonder how many delegates were mugged.
This is not the time for cynicism, Deborah.
Oh, please, that wasn't cynicism. If I was going to be cynical, I would have said, I wonder how many crooked or corrupt cops were at the conference.
Play nice. These people are doing good work. Mostly.
You must remember that it is men and women like me, constables, who are on the ground. Sometimes we are on the ground because we've been shot. Sometimes maybe we were just drunk. And when things go wrong, it is not our fault. We just take orders.
Women make the best crime fighters because we can multitask. That business of me tipping off the Western Cape Police Commissioner that he was being investigated, it wasn't me. Okay, it was me. But I inherited a bad system. When I was police commissioner, there was no crime in this country. Thanks to my big mama right here. Don't panic. I am a trained professional.
I was the best police commissioner this country ever had. Finish and clear. But then I was charged. I was trying to protect the big guy.
As Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, I am putting you all under arrest. Wait, come back. I was joking. I am happy to report that there is very little crime in South Africa. Also, we have no corruption. You see, corruption is a Western paradigm. It is a victimless crime. I hereby declare this conference open. I hereby declare this conference closed.
A delegation of economic freedom fighters was given a hostile reception when they tried to enter Namibia recently.
The delegation, which included the EFF's Commissar for Land Reform and Agrarian Revolution, were detained by immigration officials in Windhoek.
Mr. Malema, let me start by asking why your party wanted to go to Namibia in the first place.
We were invited by our comrades in the Namibian economic freedom fighters. That's why we were detained by the imperialistic counter-revolutionaries.
SWAPO is the ruling party in Namibia. You can hardly call them counter-revolutionaries.
They say we needed visas. Visas are counter-revolutionary. We are Africans coming to support our fellow Africans in an African country. What is wrong with that?
So, first Botswana refused entry, and now Namibia is giving you trouble. Which country do you plan on upsetting next?
America. We want to go to America and free our black brothers and sisters.
You do know that slavery was abolished back in 18-something or other?
You do know that last week a young black man was shot 16 times for holding a sandwich. Also, I need to go over to pick up my new Dodge.
Dodge, cars that were built to be driven.
It's a long way from Namibia to America.
I've called an Uber Learjet.
Uber Learjet. Fly. Liberate.
In fact, if you'll excuse me.
I wonder if they'll need liberating in the Bahamas soon.
Cyril! It's an emergency! It's really bad!
Where is that buffalo head? He must fish us these keys, man.
Tell them to go home. I'm busy here. Silly people. Don't they know when they are not wanted? Besides, I've had the laws changed. Shareholders' interests, you know. I'll have the drink now, not a Bell's though. Way too cheap for my taste.
What's the latest from Vladmir?
But what Muhunu?
You know, the dude from the KZN who wrote a letter to Parliament's ad hoc committee on Nkandla offering to
pay back the money
on behalf of President Zuma?
Last I heard, he and his musician buddies were busy raising money.
Our president lives in Nkandla, Amandla. We love our president forever. Viva, viva. He gave us a land of milk and honey. Now we must give him some money. Our president who lives in Nkandla, Amandla. It's only 20 million to go. Our president lives in Nkandla.
South Africa is well on its way to getting its first saint.
A saint? That'll be fun. Saint Xolani? Saint Ntlantla?
No.
It's not Saint Oscar, is it?
No. Saint Benedict.
Oh.
It's a good Catholic name, Benedict. Benedict Daswa. Apparently, he was a school principal. He did great work in the community, helped build a church, fed and clothed the poor, you know, that kind of thing.
Definitely Saint Materia.
That's what I thought, too.
Your popishness. Wow. I wasn't expecting you. And looking so rock and roll, too.
I try to practice what I preach.
I'm thrilled you could join us. You're a busy pope these days, fielding hate calls from everyone who doesn't like the new gay-friendly Catholic Church.
Haters shall hate it, Deborah.
So, Benedict Daswa, hey? He died in 1990, didn't he?
That's right, my son. Lightning struck some huts in a village near where he lived. The elders said it was the work of a witch and wanted money to hire a, witch doctor to expose the witch.
Then what happened?
Benedict told them that the witchcraft was against his Catholic faith and he refused to help.
A few days later, he was beaten to death by an angry mob.
So the people in the village thought that he was the witch?
Quite possibly.
Well, I hope for your sake they went right.
Justice!
There are no such things as witches, my child.
Says the man who believes in an imaginary superhero in the sky.
Justice! Forgive him, Father, for he knows not what he says.
Say 10 Hail Marys, my child.
Then you'll make him a saint? Saint Justice?
I am afraid not.
In that case, I'd rather have 10 Bloody Marys.
That is going to make you drunk.
Zimbabwe's First Lady has criticized members of the ruling party who want President Robert Mugabe to step down.
Grace Mugabe was speaking at her first rally since entering politics as leader of the ZANU-PF's women's wing in August.
Robert Mugabe, that's me, is president of Zimbabwe and intends to remain president of Zimbabwe for the foreseeable future.
Mr. Mugabe, are you okay?
Of course he is okay. Of course I am okay. Zimbabwe is going strong, but we would be stronger if we got rid of all the white people. We do not want them, nor do we want their money.
Mr. Mugabe? There have been accusations that your wife Grace is playing an active role in politics with the sole intention of propping you up in power.
He does not need propping up.
I beg your pardon?
Me, Robert, do not need propping up by the beautiful and talented Grace. She is a woman of immense worth and power. She does not want to be the president of Zimbabwe. That is my job. Me, Robert Gabriel Mugabe.
Mr. Mugabe, you seem to be having difficulty remaining...
Grace, love of my life, your hand is too far up my ass. Please, can I go and lie down now?
Yes, I will go and lie down for a bit. But before I go, let me just say that Grace got her PhD fair and square. So suck on that.
The British Parliament has taken the historic step of voting in favor of recognizing a Palestinian state.
About bloody time.
Hello, chaps.
Tell us, Mr. Cameron, how do you recognize a Palestinian state?
Well, for a start, there are an awful lot of broken down buildings and a frightful number of children running around the streets. You would have to be blind to miss it, to be honest.
What I mean is, what does Britain's recognition of a Palestinian state mean in real terms?
Oh, right. Sorry. Essentially, the parliamentary vote will not change our position. We have always loved Israel, we still love Israel, and we shall continue to love Israel.
But if Britain is seen as supporting a Palestinian bid for independence...
Palestine, Middle East, yada yada, two-state solution, blah blah blah. Quite frankly, the subject bores me. Do you know what excites me? Do you? The Islamic State. Now there's something I can really get my teeth into. Ask me anything about those murdering fundamentalist bastards. Go on, ask me.
We don't want to know your opinion on the Islamic State. We're asking about Palestine. Is it not time the British government imposed economic sanctions on Israel to force them?
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see boobs on the ground. No. That's not it. Boots. Yes. I want to see boots on the ground in Syria, Turkey, and that other place where those scoundrels are hiding out. We need to go in there in large numbers and flush them out, and then destroy them like the rabid vermin they are. Britain will never retreat, ever onwards. Long live the British Empire!
I hear you, Cameron. I could see some boobs myself.
The Fresh Mix.
You're listening to The Fresh Mix with DJ Fresh, where we put you in the mix with other South Africans. Today we're talking about dogs that might have become too close to their families. Now, Felicia, if I'm reading this correctly, you wrote to the papers about your son's dog?
Yes, that is correct.
And the reason you're concerned is you believe the dog has been possessed by the spirit of your dead husband?
Now, Fresh, I know what you're thinking because everyone in my family is also thinking, yeah, maar die ou vrou is frekmal. But my Sahib, he passed away 3 months ago, no? And then he possessed the dog.
So, Felicia, how do you know the dog is your husband?
Well, he jumps into the chair my husband used to sit at the dinner table, and he slips his paws into Sahim's shoes, and what is more, he talked to me.
So he talks to you?
Yes, like
Oh, well, I can't argue with that. Well, I hope you'll be happy, Felicia, with the old dog. This dude. Next on the line, I'm chatting with Dave. Dave, your mom is dating a dog. Do you mean she's dating a guy who's a bit of a dog?
Yeah, how's it, man? Fresh. No, like I mean a guy who's an actual dog.
You mean she met someone while dog walking?
No, she's dating a dog. It's actually not funny.
Dude, a real dog.
Yeah, a bull terrier called Jake. And at first, I thought it was just a companion, but now she started making them matching outfits. She's added his name to her lease, and she told me to call him Dad.
Dave, my man. That is truly f***ed up. Well, join us next time on The Fresh Mix for more truly horrifying insights into the lives of ordinary South Africans. Dude.
The Fresh Mix.
So what do you think about owls?
I think owls are cool. Why?
Well, the city of Johannesburg has released a bunch of barn owls in Alexandra Township to deal with the rat infestation.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Turns out it was a terrible idea. Locals have been catching and killing the owls.
What? That's ridiculous. Owls are evil, but rats are okay?
Ah, man, it's a black thing. You wouldn't understand.
No, I wouldn't.
Are you a woman between the ages of 25 and 55? Do you need a good deal? If you get beaten by your partner, we could arrest him. But then he'll get out on bail and we probably won't be able to make the charge stick anyway. Do you need a good deal for your family? We'll give you 6 months maternity leave. And then you'll probably be working so hard you'll never see your children again. Call us now for a free quote on how much less money you'll make as a female executive than a male one. Worse for women. It's not a life insurance policy, it's just your life. We'll give you what you used to. A raw deal.
So what did you think of the ending?
The ending of what?
Oh, come on. Gone Girl, of course. Do you think Amy deserved to have...
Come on, Deborah, no spoilers, no spoilers.
But it's topical. People want to know if Amy was the one...
Nah, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, but if Amy was able...
Please, can we just cut to Scott?
Fine.
Damn it.
Jeez, let's see what our colleagues in the US have for us today.
And now it's time for Dictator Doings, where we see what's doing with the world's dreamiest dictators. With temperature screenings of passengers at JFK Airport, clinic evacuations in Massachusetts, and emergency rooms on high alert nationwide, America is in the grips of Ebola panic. Looks like Ebola's also on the mind of our first dictator, that strongest of strongmen, Vladmir Putin.
Silly, weak Americans, scared out of their pants by Ebola. But my mighty body is too strong for a tiny virus. I shall absorb its power and become invincible ruler of the world! This was a bad idea.
Next, we check in on our favorite mustachioed macho man, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. As U.S. forces bomb ISIS in Syria, some experts warn that the raids are actually doing more damage to the pesky rebels battling against Bash.
Dear Barack, thank you so much for the bombs. They're the perfect size. Just right for helping me to continue my policy of mass murder and the rape of my own people. I know sending out a few cruise missiles isn't a big deal for you, but it means so much to me. If, thanks to your help, my little civil war continues to go well, maybe soon I'll be able to give you something in return. Keep your eyes open. I might send a package straight to Washington. Your friend, Bashar.
Motherfucker. North Korean leader Kim-Jung Un's whereabouts have been unknown for weeks. We were all afraid our favorite tyrant might have retired from the scene. Until now. The Dictator Doings team have tracked down the missing maniac.
Enjoy your honeymoon, my dear Amal.
Oh, George, it's wonderful. Marrying you is the smartest thing I've ever done.
Smart, eh? Let us see how smart you feel when you discover that your new husband is actually brilliant North Korean leader Kim-Jung Un.
That explains the Spider-Man tattoo. Well, while I have you here, you can give me notes on my latest UN report. It's called A Long, Detailed and Long Analysis of the Human Rights Abuses of Northeast Asian Dictators Cross-Reference.
Clooney, you're free to go.
So, this dictionary thing is due tomorrow, hey?
Tomorrow? Yo, how far are we?
We have e-gravity, you know, for gravity.
I love that movie.
Sandra Bullock is everything. But it's been 3 years, we can't only have one word. So, what are we going to put for helicopter?
I don't know. Helicopter?
Perfect. And democracy?
Democracy? We've allegedly had it for 10 years and we haven't had a word for it yet.
I was just thinking, just an idea. How about e-democracy?
I like the way you think. Is 3 words enough? This is exhausting.
We need nuclear and windscreen.
How about e-nuclear and e-windscreen?
I like e-nuclear. I feel like e-windscreen is missing something.
E-windscreen?
Nailed it!
Are we done now?
Just one more. We need a word for condom.
Condom? Condom.
This one's pretty tricky.
Shoo.
Condom. Nothing's coming to me. I've got it! E-condom. I wonder if Apple needs people to name products for them.
And that wraps up another brilliant episode of Puppet Nation.
Behind the scenes, our talented crew is already hard at work on next week's show.
No, they're not.
What? What do you mean? Where are they?
They've all gone down the road to that new bar called Hell.
That's where we're going for a drink, right?
Yes, we are. Which means...
everybody who works on this show is going to hell.
And everybody who watches it is...
Don't scare the people. It's like having an owl on the show. Oh, God, that's the worst owl impression I've ever heard.
That's my barn owl. I'm not very good at barn owls. Want to hear my great horned owl?
No, not even slightly. Oh, my God. He's lost it completely, folks. Don't worry, it's all good. And I'll be back next week.